today. Thanks to Women in Technology for inviting me to be here. First, quickly about me, already Ms. Miller shared about me. I am Dama. I am the Director of Cloud PMO at BlackLine. Those who know me are well aware of how passionate I am about execution PMO. And today I'll be sharing my expertise and insights with the community. And I'm really excited about that. So let's get started. Execution PMO, right? Execution PMO for me exists to enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of project or program or portfolio delivery across the organization, all while aligning with organizational objectives and maintaining quality standards. Now let's dive into the topic. Now, to set the stage for our topic today, I want to paint a picture for you guys, right? Imagine that you are a PMO responsible for overseeing a complex portfolio, project, program with multiple stakeholders, tight deadlines, and limited resources. And you know that the success of the program depends on your ability to juggle competing priorities, manage risks, and deliver results aligning to program goals. But how do you do it, right? It's a question that I get asked all the time. How do you do it? How do you navigate the challenges of project portfolio and program management to drive real measurable impact? Today, I am here to share with you those strategies that worked for me and also the insights that I've gained throughout my career and that have helped me become I'd like to think, a very successful execution PMO, and to inspire you to take your own skills to the next level. On my canvas of execution, there are always two overarching goals for me. The first is to drive real and measurable impact. What do I mean by that, right? Like, example, in a technology company, driving real and measurable impact could mean improving user engagement metrics, increasing the number of daily active users, or reducing customer churn rates. So that's really driving real and measurable impact. For me, if I'm not measuring, then I'm not doing really anything. That's just how I function. The second thing for my canvas of execution, which is also one of my overarching goals, is to focus on delivering outcomes over outputs. Now, let me take a minute to kind of explain what I mean by outcomes over outputs. Let's say you're working on a software development project to create a new app. An output, in this case, might be the number of features that you've developed or the lines of code that you've written. I mean, these are concrete deliverables that can be easily measured and are very valuable for the success of the program. On the other hand, an outcome might be the app's user adoption rate or the revenue generated from the app. Really, that's what's funding the program, right? So that's very important. These are the results or impacts that your outputs are intended to achieve. They're often more abstract and a bit harder to measure than outputs, but ultimately they are what determine the success of the project. Now, in order to achieve the goals on my canvas of execution, I rely on a specific set of actions and strategies. Let's explore what those are and how they help drive success. First step is building a strong foundation. As with everything else, right? As it goes without saying, having a strong foundation for any program, project, or portfolio is important. And one of the things that works for me is I always believe it's uniquely customized to you, the PM, the project manager, or portfolio manager, or the program manager, regardless of your role. It is uniquely customized to you and the program you are managing, focusing on the agreed upon outcomes you and your stakeholders have established. I would say, very early on when you're setting up your business cases, if you have that opportunity, not all organizations have the opportunity for the PMs to be part of it. From the very early on, from the onset, begin by attentively listening to stakeholders and their inquiries. Even from that get-go, even from that point, the first step to driving success in any project is to create a baseline, right? So from the listening and from all the observations that I'm suggesting, create a baseline to ensure that everyone is grounded on the same starting point. If it's a project, whoever your project stakeholders are, be it 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, program, hundreds of stakeholders, portfolios, even more, you set the baseline and you repeat that baseline until everybody talks the same baseline. Oftentimes on large programs, there is a lot of noise, and essentially it's because not a lot of detail is there. And I call this an elevator pitch. If you're an executive sponsor in the program, it's important for me as a portfolio leader to provide that executive with the elevator pitch of the metrics of the program so he can champion my program. So I start from setting that clear baseline, without which it's difficult to track progress and measure success. That is why I make it a point to establish a baseline at the beginning of every project, portfolio, or program. And I repeat it. People that know me, listening to me, they know it. And I repeat it every status update to ensure that everyone stays aligned and focused on the same goals. For example, right? Let me throw an example here. Oops, sorry, my bad. In a software development project, the baseline might be the number of features that need to be developed, the time of completion, and the budget allocated to the project. By establishing this baseline upfront and communicating, like I said earlier, not only the upward management, but also the folks that are working on the project, they stay grounded and they know exactly what goals they're trying to accomplish. Now, in other projects, the baselines might look different depending on the specific goals and objectives. The important thing is to identify the key metrics that matter, establish the starting point, and track progress against that baseline over time. By doing so, again, like I said, you can ensure everybody is aligned. Also, one of the key things is, like I said, I kind of merged it into my strong foundation, is engaging your stakeholders. It's very important that your stakeholders and your leadership team especially champions the program. So engage them up front. Now the risk management, right? It goes without saying that risk management is a key factor of any program, project, or portfolio. It just happens at different scales. It is important, again, my mantra is it's unique being my mantra. It's important to remember that risks are unique to your project and that the organization and the environment you're working in can have a big impact on the type of risks you might face. That is why it's very important to take the time to fully understand the context of the project and tailor your risk management approach accordingly. Context is key. And then, let's see. Course correct, right? When the programs are larger, anything over a couple $1 million, or even for small programs, change is inevitable, and then surprises keep coming at you. So course correct as much as needed and re-baseline. In order to stay on track towards our goals, it is very important, right, for a PM. It doesn't matter what your role is. You're part of a program or you are the portfolio manager. It doesn't matter. It is important to be willing to course correct as much as needed. This means regularly monitoring progress and adjusting our approach as necessary to ensure that we stay on track towards our goals. When we do need to make these changes, now let me tie it back to the earlier point I said. It is important to update our baseline to reflect the new reality and ground the stakeholders one more time. This is important. Otherwise, we'll start hearing the rumblings that the program is derailing, et cetera, et cetera. One more thing is, just like the course correction, right? Be ready and be excited for change. Change is inevitable. It is going to happen. So that's why we say get a line in the sand. Let's get going, right? Because we know that we are going to see a change and we're going to firm up the plans as we go. So it is inevitable in life or in projects. So it's especially true in the world of business and project management. Now, in order to succeed, it is important to be ready and excited for this change, and don't resist. I mean, it's not going to work. It's a program, and it's being funded. So resisting change or trying to maintain status quo is not going to set yourself for success. Again, it is the key ingredient for success in any project or initiative. And by embracing change and adapting quickly, you can stand. All right. Measuring success. Now, all of the things that we talked about, the baseline correction, the metrics that we build, all of that is going to help us measure the success and also take us to the next level of time. Let me just showcase here. That's what is going to get you to the real and measurable impact and also delivering outcomes or outputs. Now, next step. What are the key skills, right? Or how do I look at the key skills? The industry offers a wide range of certifications, a wide range of programs, a wide range of things that you can do. There are so many topics that you can read up on, or there are so many skill sets you can gain. But at the end of the day, what worked for me is what I want to share. Adopt an execution PMO mindset, and always have a PMO mindset. By focusing on consistent project management practices, effective allocation of the resources that you have, and delivering projects on time and within budget, all while, again, like I said, aligning with the organizational objectives and maintaining quality standards. Again, a PMO mindset involves focusing on standardization, again, best practices, efficiency, and strategic alignment within the organization that you're in. Also, by adopting a PMO mindset, you can drive better decision-making and enhance overall performance, no matter what your specific role is. Be that powerhouse of skill set within that PMO mindset. And I say be uniquely skilled. I don't know how many of you follow Indra Nooyi, but she always talks about have a hip pocket skill. And I'm a strong believer of that too. I mean, be uniquely skilled. It's not just about being able to solve problems or a critical thinker or exceptional communication. It could be all of that or one of it. Or you can have a very unique skill set that makes you irreplaceable from your role. For me, early on, I started spending time with my finance teams on month-end closing. So that gave me a niche in the space, and I talk numbers. So that's my skill set, right? It's very important for me to know what is the value of my program, what are the metrics around the financials. So spend some time on month-end closes would be one of the things that I have done. And also, I always say, always lead. We're running projects. It's, oftentimes I see it's a misconception that project statuses are important, and collecting those project statuses sometimes makes the job, but we have to lead those conversations and have some processes in place. And then also have that servant mindset, right? Because people are looking at you. You have an opportunity to streamline projects and programs and put a process in place so that everybody can deliver on what they have set out for. So have that mindset of serving. Coach, you in the PM role, be it project, program, portfolio, you will have a tremendous opportunity to coach, mentor the teams that you work with. Maximize on that opportunity. You can make a real impact. And deliver. Don't forget to deliver. Delivery is very important for program, project, and portfolio managers. And, I take it to an extreme, but I feel like delivery has to be every day. Like, gotta measure every day, gotta deliver every day, keep the ball rolling. That's just what I preach. Now, I want to close this conversation here today. And I just wanted to, kind of leave you all with my final note. I hope I was able to inspire you all to think differently about project portfolio and program management, and consider how prioritizing outcomes or outputs can drive real measurable impact for your organization. And I hope that as you leave here today, I'd like to encourage you to take action by examining your own portfolios. Reach out to me. I'm happy to have a conversation, chat up, and also learn from you what's working for you. And then look for opportunities to prioritize outcomes and engage your executives. Very, very, very important. Engage your executives, your sponsors. It's important that they stay transparent. So engage them. And by taking these steps, I think you'll have a real opportunity to drive real transformation change and deliver results, and make a career out of portfolio, program, and project management. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Uma. And we have a few questions from the crowd, if you don't mind, for a couple more minutes.
Sure.
Okay, great. So the first one is, how do you silence the noise to be able to create a baseline?
Like I say, right, start from the facts, like whatever is available for you. So for me, what worked is, I should say I've been fortunate. I've always started from the business case. If I don't have a business case, there were times where I said, my baseline is, here's the number of people that I have on my project, and here is what they're doing. And by next week, we'll have a different baseline, and here's what we are trying to, sorry, I don't mean to say different baseline, but we'll revise on that baseline. And then here are the objectives that we're working on, but start with something. People like a story, have a narrative, always have a narrative, and that should be the story of your specific program. So spend some time, interview. When you don't have the metrics, just interview your stakeholders. Like, what would you like to see of this program? What is going to make you feel in a way that you're contributing to the program? Those can be your metrics. A metric can be anything. In one of my interviews, I was asked, if you don't have anything, will you come in on the first day? What is going to be your baseline? Well, I have a team of 7. The team has 5 different pillars, go so on and so forth. So you can come up with a lot of metrics that way as well.
Great. And then another question just after that, what are your tips regarding understanding your environment?
Like I said, again, we're in the business of project, program, and portfolio management. To understand your environment, you have to understand people. You need to reach out. You need to understand roles and responsibilities in the organization. That is key. I'm telling you, you have to understand the role you are playing on the program. It is oftentimes it's just labeled as a program manager, but what exactly are you trying to achieve? So establish those cross-functional partnerships. Your finance is your best friend. You have your HR partners, they're your best friends. Talk to them, inform them that you have a program that you're running. What are the factors that you need to consider for your program to be successful? Are there any tips? There's no shame in asking. Just have those relationships. Carve out some time to every week, pretty much, to engage with those stakeholders as well.
Okay, wonderful. And one more question. What productivity trick works best for you as a project manager or as a PM in general? We have all different kind of PMs here that we're talking about today.
Productivity. You have to define productivity for yourself, right? Like, what makes you productive? Like, is it making sure that you've connected with your team on a daily basis, or is it making sure that you have delivered your metrics? So you have to define what are the 3 things that are going to help your program, and you have to define the productivity based on that. There is no one set hard and fast rule for that. At least that's what I say.
Certainly.
Prioritize and then assign.
Many, many great tips, Uma. Thank you so much for being with us here today. Any final thoughts with all those questions that came through, or do you think we covered it all?
We covered it all, but I haven't been able to see all those questions before. I'm just looking at them now, but...
No problem. I think we got pretty much all of them.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us here today.
All right. Take care. Thanks for having me.
Bye for now.